This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel, and we are commanded to love each other. Today I want to talk about the hit and miss of hip-hop culture. This year, rap music and hip-hop culture are celebrating their 50th year anniversary. I can remember, I'm old enough or young enough, however you want to look at it, to remember the beginning of hip-hop, sort of. I was living in New York City years ago as a young woman, and New York City was like culture shock for me anyway. But I was living with my aunt and my cousin was about a middle schooler. And one Saturday night, she wanted to go to what she called a dance. And my aunt didn't want to go, so she paid me to take my cousin and her friend to this dance. Well, I thought it was just going to be a regular dance where you dance and somebody plays music and drink Kool-Aid and eat cookies and have a good time. But this dance was at the City Auditorium in downtown New York is what they called it. And when we got there, it was like an outside dance. I swear it was 500 black and Hispanic children out there in that area. There was music playing in the background. All of the children were grouped off and they were singing and talking and laughing and playing and dancing. It was very chaotic. I couldn't figure out what was going on to save my life, but the children were having a ball. When I told my cousin it was time to go, she didn't want to go because she was having such a good time. But I thought, this is the biggest mess I have ever seen. And I just couldn't get over it. And when I got back, I told my aunt about it. She said, well, I know that's what they do up here. And I didn't want to go. So that's how I got roped into doing that. So that was the culture. Everybody was talking about being in a group, being in a singing group. They were going to become famous. That's what they were all saying. And it just blew my mind. And when I came back to Alabama, I forgot about it for the most part. And then one day I was watching the Phil Donahue show and he had Curtis Blow on there. Curtis Blow is one of the first of the successful rappers. And he was on the Phil Donahue show talking about this new urban music form. And he called it rap. And then he kept talking about it, and then he did one of his songs. I said, okay, that's what my cousin and her friends were doing. They were trying to do rap. And from then on, I consider myself a part of the rap generation. I certainly liked Curtis Blow. His music was really fun and danceable. And it, you knew what he was saying. So it was really fun music. Now, rap really came out of the disco era. It was the disco music. That music was great too. But then right on the heels of that came rap. And rap was sort of like, to this day, I consider rap a rebirth for black people. It's like black people started to discover ourselves again in the essence of who we were, not out of pain and sorrow, but out of fun, enjoying life and creating a new black person. So it was really it was a new awakening for black people. It was also coming from the I'm black and I'm proud generation. So it really was a new awakening for black people and a new beginning. I guess it sort of was a new beginning for black people. And I think we can all agree that that's true, because the black people that we are today are quite different than the black people that our foreparents were back in the 1940s and 50s and even 60s. So from this new music came a new kind of language, a new way of talking, and also a new kind of fashion. So with that rap music came a culture which is called hip-hop culture. And that culture has been so popular that it has spread worldwide. Everybody now is a part of the hip-hop culture, regardless to where they are. Matter of fact, when the war was going on in Afghanistan, they reported that one of the groups in the Taliban had a Jeep out in the desert playing rap music. So it's a music that has permeated societies all over the world. That's the hit part of rap music and hip hop culture. It connects people all over the world. If I were really gonna describe it, it was like a reawakening for black people. It was the rediscovery of black people having pride. There was something about it that was just different. The swagger was different. And people were just, I don't know, it was like taking charge of yourself, taking charge of your life. It just had a different vibe than the music that had come before. And the early artists of rap music made pretty good music. The Sugar Hill Gang was an early favorite. Everybody in the club got on their feet when Rapper's Delight came on. That was a song that whether you could dance or not, you were going to get up there and start moving. It just had that kind of beat. LL Cool J was a favorite. Tupac made phenomenal music. I think most of us would agree with that. Biggie Smalls, even Jay-Z made really good rap music. It was clean enough and it was fun music. The early rap music was really fun. Heavy D made fun music to dance to. Rap music made its own statement. It was a music that was, to me, designed for black people. Black people weren't faking it anymore or pretending to be something that we were not. Then the fashion came. You were wearing more colorful clothes that were more suitable to black people's personality, to our personality. And then the language came. New words added to the language with new meaning, and then it stopped being broken English or Ebonics and became African American vernacular English because it had its own pattern and its own style of speaking with its own meaning. So that was brought about, a lot of this was brought about through the hip hop culture, and I think that it was very positive for the Black American community. And not only the Black American community, but for the worldwide community, because again, it connected people in a way that nothing else ever had before. And the early rap music made social messages. Sometimes they were nuanced. They didn't just come on out and talk about police brutality or things that were going on in the black community, especially the urban black community, but it was embedded in the lyrics. Because NWA did a song called Express Yourself. A singer named Charles Wright had made that song popular before. Those rappers were sampling other people's music that had already been hit records by somebody else. But they would rap to those songs, and in Express Yourself, the video started out in the South in a cotton field with enslaved people picking cotton with an overseer. And he's riding around on a horse with a gun, I guess making sure nobody tries to run away or nobody tries to get a drink of water or take a quick break. And then fast forward it to Compton, and they had the police still riding around on horseback, overseeing black people, this time throwing them in jail and making that kind of statement. But that's what the early rap was about. It was about messaging, giving the world a message about what was going on in the black community. So that was the positive side of rap music. That was the hit part of hip hop culture and rap music. So in 50 years, rap music went from music that was good to dance to, good to listen to, music that made some kind of a social message, music that you could listen to anywhere and enjoy. You didn't have to run the children out of the room or get the clean version of it. There was nothing offensive about it. And then it went all the way to what they call gangster rap. And that is what I call the miss part of hip hop culture, because the gangster rap brought in the element of Black American culture that we were trying to get beyond, that we were trying to overcome. And this is about violence against each other, black on black crime, disrespecting black women, disrespecting the values and the standards that black people have always stood for, and then decimating the music, turning the music into something about engaging in criminal activity and people trying to be bad who really aren't bad, bragging about having money that you really don't have, just dragging the whole culture down and turning black music into garbage, bragging about selling drugs or busting a cap in somebody or doing something else illegal. So it just became a very negative aspect of black American music. Some black people say they ruined black American music. Black Americans are known for creating good music, and this music is anything but based on what many of us think. That part of it is the miss part. It's not positive. It's not making anybody want to be a better person. Back in the R&B days, they would make love songs, and we're talking about black love, and we're talking about good dance music and music that you can play anywhere and not be embarrassed by it. But now they've turned it into something about women talking about their body parts and talking about what all they want to do with men and just being disgraceful. It really has become disgraceful and embarrassing. And my question is, where is it going to go for the next, not the next 50 years, but the next 5 years? Where will rap music be in the next 5 years? The hip hop culture, I think, has caught on. There is a different way of doing things in Black America, especially, that I don't think will go back to the past. But the question is, where will the music go? It's almost gone as far down the cesspool as it can go. And now they're saying the music is not even selling anymore, that music executives are concerned that not only can they not promote new artists and make stars out of new artists, but they can barely sustain the artists that they already have on their rosters because people are not buying the music. And when they go to concerts, they're fighting and shooting and throwing drinks and water on people and ending up in jail. So the question is, where is the music going to go? Because the 50 years of hip hop should be something that everybody could be proud of. Black people, the black communities all over the world really should be proud of. But instead, you got a culture where people will say anything and practically do anything to each other to get a record deal. Now we have this young man from Canada that's been sentenced to 10 years in jail for doing something that he had absolutely no business doing, assaulting a woman with a deadly weapon. And this is all coming out of the hip hop culture, and then people saying, black men in particular, trying to make it seem like, well, she was lying and they've already found him guilty, but somehow he's not supposed to go to jail and do the time for the crime he committed. And this is coming out of this modern hip hop culture. This rap culture that's going on now is the dumbing down of the black brain, the dumbing down of our culture, dumbing down of education, all of the features of our civilization and culture that we have been proud of. This new rap hip hop culture is dumbing everything down. So my question is really, where will it go from here? And how will it transition out of this dark place that it's in now? Because music is supposed to be uplifting. It doesn't matter if it's church music or dance hall music. It ought to be uplifting. And it should make people feel good and feel better after having listened to it. Not want somebody to go out and hurt somebody or go out and do something that's illegal or immoral because you are listening to that music. So my question really is, where will it go from here? I hope it will take a turn in a different direction. It doesn't have to go backwards, but I hope that rap music will go forward in a more positive way. So I'm hoping that it's going to take a turn for the better. I hope that rap music has gone as far down in the cesspool as it's going to go. I hope that it will turn around and start going upward again. Enough is enough of the garbage. But okay, what say you? What do you think about the video? Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.